Hey loves, welcome to Fun Fashion YouTube channel. In this video we will be learning how to cut and sew this wide leg palazzo pants or jumpsuit. If this is what you want to learn how to cut and sew, then you need to watch this video till the very end. So this is the palazzo pants that we drafted. If you don't know how to draft this palazzo pants, you can check out my video on how to draft a palazzo pants. I'll leave the link to the video in the description box. So I'm going to be converting this palazzo pants to a wide leg pants. Okay, so let's go. So what I'm going to do, remember this is the back pants. Okay, the back pants is from here to here. So after cutting the back pants, I'm going to trim out these excesses so that I can cut the front pants, right? So I'm going to open up this tie line and I'll cut to the waist, cut open to the waistline. Because it's from the waistline that it will have fitting, I will spread it to make it wider on my fabric. So I had to cut the back pants first. I placed the pattern paper on my fabric and spread it out. Okay, I also measured how wide I wanted it to be. For this particular pants that I am making, I used 10 inches wideness to spread it out because I didn't have enough fabric. Okay, you can go ahead and spread as wide as you wish. So remember to fold this waist in. If you're adding some back zipper, you fold in and pin it down. As you pin it down, make sure that everywhere is very smooth and straight. Okay, measure the wideness to make sure it is what you intended. Okay, you can also measure the hip measurement. If it is not as free as you want on the hip measurements, then you can go ahead and spread it out more. I had to add 1/2 inch joining seam allowance of these pants to the bodies because this is actually a jumpsuit that I'm making. But if you're making just a pants, you don't need to add any 1/2 inch joining seam allowance. Just go ahead and cut. As you are cutting, make sure that you maintain all the lines. Okay, then go ahead and remove the pins. Now that our back pants leg is ready, we'll go ahead and cut the front leg. So go ahead and trim off that 1.5 inches that we added at the crotch area for the back, as well as cut off the 3.5 inches that we added to the back pants as allowance. Okay, this is what you're going to have after trimming it off. You need to also trim out that 1/2 inch that we added to the top of the back. Bring out that 0.75 that we added for the zipper to lay flat. Okay, because there is no zipper at the front, so we are bringing it out. Okay, and place on top of your fabric so that we can cut the front. Pin it down as well. Make sure that everywhere is straight and smooth. Okay, make sure that you confirm the wideness. Make sure that it is exactly the same thing as you added to the back pants. Okay, if you have used 12 inches for example for your wideness, make sure that the front and the back has the same 12 inches. If you have used 15, 16 or whatever, make sure that it is exactly the same wideness you use for the front. Okay, so go ahead and also add the 1/2 inch joining seam allowance at the top because this is a jumpsuit. Then go ahead and cut the front pants. Okay, as you are cutting, make sure that you maintain the same line with the pattern paper. After cutting, this is what it looks like. So go ahead and remove all the pins. This is the back pants block. Okay, remember that we cut out this part to be able to use the same pattern to cut the front. Okay, so I'll remove the pattern paper now. What we are going to do now is to mark out the allowances. So remember that on the waistline, we divided the waist measurement by 4 plus 2 inches, and that 2 inches, 1 inch was for that, then the remaining 1 inch was for joining of the middle part and the zipper, and then the other half inch was for the side. Okay, so if you have added more than half inch, you can go ahead and measure what you have added, but for this particular project I added only half inch. So you also do the same thing for the hip area. Because I added half inch, I divided the hip measurement by 4 plus 1. But if you have added more than that for the hip measurement, you go ahead and take whatever that you have added. So the next thing I'm going to do is to come under this crotch line. Okay, this crotch area. So this is the crotch line. Under the crotch, immediately under the crotch curve, we have the crotch line. So I'll come down there and measure out these allowances that I've added to the back. Okay, remember that we added 3.5. okay, 3.5 inches. So what we are going to do now is to come to this side, by the side seam, and take 1 inch. Okay, so we are taking 1 inch down. On this side, that is the crotch side, we are going to be taking 1.5. okay, like so. So I'm taking 1.5 inches. I'll take it down. So remember we added 3.5, and when we take out 1.5 and another 1 inch, so we are now left with 1 inch. That 1 inch is for ease of movement. I'm going to connect it with a straight ruler because it is straight. I'm also going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, mark 1.5 on the crotch area. Okay, on the crotch curve area. So I'm taking 1.5 here. So by the side as well, I will take 1 inch by the side as the side seam allowance. When I get to the crotch line, under the crotch line, okay, this is the crotch line. So when I get to the crotch line, I will stop and measure the allowance that I have for the pants. So remember I added only half inch for the hip area and half inch as well for the waist area. So I'm going to connect. I'm going to be using a curve for the hip to crotch line. So go ahead and connect from the hip to crotch line, as well as waist to hip measurements. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to come here and measure the zipper allowance if you are adding zipper to the back. But if you're not adding zipper to the back, you just have to add your zipper by the side. Okay, so but I am converting this to a jumpsuit, so I'll be adding my zipper at the back. I'll measure my zipper, maybe 9 inches, and then I'm going to be taking half inch here. That is also what I'm going to use as the zipper allowance. This is the front leg of the pants. Okay, after we have removed the 3.5 and these allowances that we have added to the back, we trim this out to cut the front. Okay, so this is the front leg. Okay, so I have also gone ahead to weave the edges and added the pocket. Okay, if you want to learn how to add this pocket to your pants, you can tell me in the comment section. We're going to do the same thing that we did for the front. We'll be marking 1.5 inches here by the crotch curve side. we are taking 1.5 down. So by this side as well, we are going to be taking 1 inch up to the crotch line. The next thing we are going to do is to come to the waistline as well and take 1/2 inch, because what we have left is 1/2 inch. Okay, so take the 1/2 inch out and also come to the hip line. And okay, if you have added more than 1/2 inch, you can go ahead and take whatever you have added, but mine was 1/2 inch, so I'm taking out 1/2 inch there. So I'll also come to the crotch curve and take 1/2 inch that I'll use to join them together. Okay, all right, so now that we are done marking, you also mark on the other side of the pant leg. You also take 1/2 inch here. So what I'm going to do now is to go over to the sewing machine and sew from this point. Okay, I'm not starting from the beginning. Make sure that they are equal as you're joining. I'm going to be starting from this line up to the waistline. Okay, right? So I will also do the same for the back. I'm going to be starting from where the zipper is going to stop and stitch to this point. I'm not stitching to the end. Okay, I will stitch and stop close to this point. After joining the back, this is what it looks like, and the front as well. I've also joined the front, so this is what it looks like. I did not join to the end. Okay, I stopped somewhere close to that line. So what I'm going to do now is to open press it. So I'll also open press the back joining allowance. So now that we have the back and the front, okay, the next thing we are going to do is to join the sides together, the sides of the front and the sides of the back. So go ahead and pin them together. I'm done with one side, so I'm going to also pin the other side together. What we are going to do next is to go over to the sewing machine now and stitch from the top to the down, okay, on both sides that I have pinned. Okay, now that we are done joining the sides, so we are going to open press the sides that we have joined. So we are going to go ahead and press it open to both sides. Next thing we are going to do is to hem the hemline. We're going to be hemming the hemline with iron so that it can be easier for us to hem after sewing. Okay, I'm going to be folding in the 2 inches that I added as the hemming allowance. Okay, and use the iron to hold it down. As you're pressing with the hot iron, make sure that you measure along so that you can get accuracy. You can go ahead and use the hemming gum to gum it down. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to get each leg and stitch them together like so. The 1.5 inches that we measured, we are going to stitch them together. Okay, so pin it down, make sure that they are equal here. When you get to this point that you have folded, you're going to open it up and sew to the end. So do the same thing for the other side as well. Pin them together. So I'm going to go over to the sewing machine now and stitch it down. I'm stitching each one separately. I'm not stitching together. Okay, I'm stitching from the top to the down. So let me do that. So now I've gone ahead to run a straight stitch on that 1.5 inches that I've measured out on both sides of the pant leg, right? After joining, you will notice that you have a space here. Okay, you have a space here. Okay, because we do not join them together, we join each leg separately, right? So you go ahead and close it up like this. So from front crotch curve down to the back crotch curve. Okay, this is what you have. Okay, give it a notch so that it can relax very well. Go ahead and also open press 1.5 inches joining that you have joined. Go ahead and open press it on both sides. So now our pant is almost ready. The next thing to do now is to fix the band. If your pant has band, you can go ahead and fix the band as well as the zipper, okay, with the zipper allowance, right? But I am converting this to a jumpsuit, so I'll go ahead now and add the body. That's the upper body of this particular outfit. I have my bodies here, so I'll go ahead now and convert it to a jumpsuit. So after joining the bodies, I also went ahead to extend the zipper from the upper body to the pants. Okay, if you want to learn how I made the bodies of this jumpsuit, it is a princess bustier. Okay, just tell me in the comment section and I will send you the link to the video. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button. If you have not subscribed, turn on your notification bell so that you will be notified each time I upload a new tutorial. See you in the next video. Bye.